For a long time, Donald Trump has been saying that the Democrats aren't out to get him. They're out to get us, the Patriots, and he just happens to be standing in their way. Once again, Trump has been proven right. Reports of violent crimes targeted at Republicans have been flooding in from all over the country, ranging from setting Tesla factories on fire to tricking armed police officers into surrounding the homes of innocent civilians. After checking several online dictionaries, I can confirm that what the Democrats are doing falls under the textbook definition of terrorism. This is what Trump means when he says, the enemy within. I'm Luke Garnett, and this is The Low Gray Show. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. I'll try to cover as much as I can. First, let's talk about the Teslas. A lot of people are mad at Elon Musk right now, mainly because of how close he is to Donald Trump. Some people are even saying that Elon Musk and Donald Trump are the real-life equivalent of Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine. I'm not sure if any of you guys watch Star Wars, but in the movies, Vader is the big bad. If somebody in the galaxy is suffering, it's probably because of him. But behind the scenes, his master, Emperor Palpatine, he's ultimately the one in command. And the geniuses over at the Shrinking Trump podcast saw that and said, hey, that's just like Elon and Trump. Here are the hosts of the show, John Gardner and Harry Seagull. Remember, these are self-proclaimed clinical psychologists. Here you go.
But look at this dynamic. Remember, I've talked about Trump being the emperor and Elon Musk being Darth Vader, right? All he's doing there is kind of smiling blankly. He doesn't really understand what's going on, but he does understand that this guy is doing his bidding, that he is doing what he wants done.
They are also not a fan of what he did to Twitter/X, so it's quite hilarious, actually.
Yeah, like you talk about naming his son after his company, okay, and naming them both after something not human. And he had a little cute little bird there. Twitter, people loved the little bird, and he went to this like militaristic, like swastika looking X, which is both very militaristic and aggressive, and as opposed to the little bird that's like warm and libidinal and nice. Okay, but also it's not even human. It's just, as you say, it's a variable. So this is a really uniquely disturbed individual.
Okay, if you hate X so much, if you think it's a Nazi site, then why does your parent company, Really American Media, have an active account? If you think it's Swastika Social, why do you post on it multiple times a day? You filthy, stinking hypocrites. It's getting harder and harder for me to remember that these leftists, they are people too, and they deserve love and kindness, just like anybody else does. But after the reports I've been seeing on the news, let me just play the clip.
Teslas are being torched across the country. Dealerships shot up and set on fire.
In Oregon, shots were fired at a dealership, and in Massachusetts, charging stations were torched.
Cut off and berated, and it was all captured on camera. And the woman that was driving said the man that did all this was angry because she was driving a Tesla.
This is happening all over the country. Las Vegas, Kansas City, Littleton, Massachusetts, Loveland, Colorado. It's happening everywhere. It's happening in Canada. It's happening in Ireland. What do the Democrats have to say about this? Here are some comments I found online. Quote, no one is sad about this. You reap what you sow. God's will. Laughter emojis. Here was ABC's Jimmy Kimmel.
Tesla stock is way down, almost disastrously so. People have been vandalizing Tesla vehicles, new Tesla vehicles. Please don't vandalize. Don't ever vandalize Tesla vehicles. And so,
Now keep in mind, you're not allowed to disagree with these people because that makes you a Nazi. They are the normal ones. They are the ones who care about freedom and justice. They are the party of peace. This whole thing is just so astonishing for me. I've never seen anything like it. This is terrorism on a national scale. According to Britannica, terrorism is, quote, the calculated use of violence to create a general climate of fear in the population and thereby to bring about a particular political objective. Car factories and dealerships are being firebombed. There is quite a growing amount of fear among Tesla owners and non-Tesla owners, by the way, and the protesters have made it very clear that this is for political gain. So, that checks all the boxes. Now, no serious injuries have been reported so far, thank heavens. But that's not what the definition specified. This is still terrorism, and the response from the left has been just disgusting. Here are some more comments. Quote, how do we know these Teslas aren't combusting themselves? Is there a GoFundMe for defendants? Since when is lighting a dumpster on fire a federal crime? Why should we follow the law? This government is out of control already. The woman power realm is here. It's working. Keep up the pressure. Billionaires in this country think they are safe in their money bubble and can do whatever they want. Show them they are not. Listen to me. If you are looking at these videos of burning buildings and your first thought is to cheer, you are mentally unwell. You know, you look at the world the same way Hitler did. You think Hitler cared about Jews? No, of course he didn't. He only cared about what the Jews believed in. You don't care about people. You only care about what they believe in and how some of their beliefs clash with yours. And just like Hitler, you think that that makes violence justifiable. And it's not just people online. Tim Walz is also criticizing Elon Musk. Granted, he's being a lot more subtle about it, but...
Saying on my phone, I don't know, some of you know this on the iPhone, they've got that little stock app. I added Tesla to it to give me a little boost during the day. 225 and dropping. So... And if you own one, we're not blaming you. You can take dental floss and pull the Tesla thing off, you know, and take out, just telling you.
Apparently, right after he said this, the Tesla stock went way up. I'm sure that's a coincidence. He has since apologized in the most unapologetic manner possible. Here it is.
And this guy bugs me in a way that is probably unhealthy. And
he's talking about Elon Musk.
But I have to be careful about being a smart. I was making a joke. These people have no sense of humor. They are the most literal people. But my point was they're all mad, and I, said something I didn't, probably shouldn't have about a company. He is agreed.
I don't know what that lady said. It sounded like he's an idiot, but I don't know for sure. That was his apology. If you could, that is one of the worst apologies I've ever heard, and I've heard a lot of terrible apologies from the left. Alright, so about the people online who are actually looking at the videos of Tesla's burning and celebrating it. You say that we're the Nazis. You say that we're following Orange Hitler. Well, who's the one setting stuff on fire? Who's spray painting swastikas on Cybertrucks? Who's making Nazi salutes over and over again at anti-Musk rallies? Whose political party has a 27% approval rating according to MSNBC? I don't know what you're cheering for, but it ain't for America. I did notice that one of you guys in South Carolina spray painted something about Ukraine on a Tesla charging station. Is that who you're cheering for? Because if so, I'll gladly pay for a ticket for you to fly over there. After you serve your jail time, of course. I always gotta do that first. Also, to the 4 Blue Sky users I've seen reposting photos of burning Teslas and commenting on how romantic and cozy it looks, this is what I think of you. I'm giving you the L sign. You probably can't tell because this is audio only, but just imagine it. It is a very pronounced looking L. Trust me, it looks very offensive. I'll talk about how the Trump team is handling these attacks in a bit, but first, there's one other way the liberals are fighting back. Over the past few weeks, there have been numerous swatting incidents targeted at Trump supporters. Now, the question we must answer first is, what is swatting? According to Britannica, swatting is the, quote, act of reporting a false crime at a specific address with the aim of involving armed law enforcement. And it is a serious crime, because the police have no way of knowing that they're being lied to, and if they show up at your house, if you walk out the front door, they might shoot you on the spot. It has happened in the past. For all they know, you're a dangerous criminal. Anyway, the liberals have decided that this is a great way to get rid of their annoying conservative neighbors. According to my research, as of right now, around a dozen Trump supporters have reported being swatted, just waking up in the middle of the night to see their homes surrounded by people with guns. Again, it doesn't look like anybody's gotten hurt yet, thank goodness. But we've had some serious close calls. Here was the testimony of someone named Shawn Farash.
Hey guys, it's Shawn, my wife Brennan, and just wanted to give you guys an update. We did just get swatted here in Tennessee. The officer said they received a phone call that somebody murdered somebody in the house and was planning a suicide by cop. So I received the call with that information. We cooperated with police. They were very nice.
They were actually very nice.
Very, very nice. They were not aware that this was going on across the country. But was that, how did you feel about that? What was going through your head when you saw officers in the backyard with guns?
I was shaking. I was terrified. I was the only one awake. He was asleep.
Yeah.
And they were just pointing their guns into the house, and I was very scared. I was very scared.
And that's the point, and that's what these people are trying to do. They're trying to silence folks who are not afraid to speak their mind online. And you've seen it happen to so many other people across the country. We're going to do what we can from Tennessee to try and get to the bottom of who's responsible for it. I'd like to see the Justice Department or somebody somewhere get involved with getting to the bottom of it, because you can see it's not a joke. You're coming up to people's homes with very, very big guns that are very unsettling to a lot of people. And, one wrong move could create a disaster. And
Shawn handled it very well. He was very calm and collected.
Yeah, because we're seeing it happening all across the country. Yeah. We have nothing to hide. None of this stuff happened. But the bottom line is that if the result was that the person or people who did this was that I was going to stop doing things, it's not going to happen.
Excellent response, Mr. Farash. Very glad that you and your family are both safe. So, all of the other victims have basically the same story. Again, no reported injuries, but they are all super mad, and none of them are backing down. They're more determined than ever before. Here's an excerpt from an X post by Nick Sorter. Quote, "Both my dad and my sister were swatted tonight. Before calling in the SWAT, this sent my sister an email calling me a Nazi, of course, so the motive is clear. In my dad's case, the caller told police that my dad was killing my entire family, requiring them to intervene with deadly force. This is nothing short of attempted murder. They wanted the police to kill my father. Unfortunately for the swatter, I will not stop. I will not shut up, and you will not win. Your hate fuels me. I'm over the target. As President Trump says, fight, fight, fight." Nick, I am with you 100%. While these swattings have not gotten anywhere near as much coverage on the news as the Tesla attacks, I think they're just as important to keep in mind. It shows that even if you don't have a Tesla, some liberals will still try to bump you off if you support Trump. So, let's finally address the most important question of all. What is Team Trump doing to stop all of this? Are they doing anything? Why are these terrorists going to jail? Don't worry. Trump is on it. On Thursday, he put out a statement on Truth Social saying, quote, "People that get caught sabotaging Teslas will stand a very good chance of going to jail for up to 20 years, and that includes the funders. We are looking for you." Very glad that he included the funders. That is a very crucial thing. As for the swatting incidents, FBI Director Kesh Patel says that he and his team are, quote, "already taking action to investigate and hold those responsible accountable." As of right now, it doesn't look like any arrests have been made regarding swattings, but the Department of Justice has announced charges against 3 people allegedly responsible for Tesla vandalism, so progress is being made. It's slow, but it is progress. But as usual, it doesn't look like the Democrat lawmakers are going to be of any help whatsoever. A former Democrat congressman by the name of Jamal Bowman recently came out and said that Elon Musk is incompetent, a thief, and a Nazi, to which Elon swiftly replied on X, quote, "I've had enough, lawsuit inbound." Jasmine Crockett has also been especially blunt about her feelings towards Elon. Here she was.
I'll make sure that I keep it short, but I am truly here for very selfish reasons. Starting with on March 29th, it's my birthday. And all I want to see happen on my birthday is for Elon to be taken down. Yes.
So her birthday is March 29th. According to TeslaTakedown.com, March 29th also happens to be what is being referred to as the Global Day of Protest. And as the site is constantly reminding me in their articles, it will be 100% peaceful. I was worried for a second there. So, insane statement from Crockett. Attorney General Pam Bondi was quick to call her out on Fox News.
This is domestic terrorism. And Maria, now you have this Congresswoman Crockett who is calling for attacks on Elon Musk on her birthday. Let's take him out on my birthday, she says. Yet she turns and says, "Oh, I'm not calling for violence." Well, she is an elected public official. And so she needs to tread very carefully because nothing will happen to Elon Musk. And we're going to fight to protect all of the Tesla owners throughout this country, and it's this basic safety. Once again, domestic terrorism is going to come to a stop in our country.
MSNBC then had to, of course, immediately call up Crockett and ask her to explain why Bondi's argument was unfounded. Here she was.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to say that I participated in a Tesla takedown. That is the name of the website. And it was all about this large protest that they're calling for. And this is a nonviolent protest that they're calling for. And in fact, when I was on there, which is why the Attorney General had to say that I wasn't calling for violence, and it's ridiculous that I even have to say something like that But because they are trying to twist our words, one of the things that I told people to do is make sure you are adhering to the laws in your area.
Well, shoot, you convinced me. This is an elected official, everybody. This person works for the government. She might even be the 2028 presidential candidate for the Democrats. There have been rumors. Who knows at this point? So I think the biggest thing to take away from all of this is we won the election, but we need to keep our guard up. It looks like we've got a long road ahead of us, but that is no reason to back down. If you have a Tesla, don't sell it. For one thing, that's a victory for the left. That's what they want you to do. For another thing, I'm sorry, but it's just a bad decision to sell your Tesla. Teslas have an incredible safety record, and you can use their built-in cameras to watch out for potential vandals, or in this case, terrorists, whether or not you're in the car. Nothing like some good old video evidence to solidify your case in court. My family has a Tesla, and I think it's the best car we could ever have. It's such an amazing vehicle. Instead of selling their Teslas, some people have decided to put on some new bumper stickers that say things like, "I bought this before I knew Elon was crazy." I think this is a strategy that's being used by both the right and the left. I guess you could try it. I don't know if that's going to ward off any terrorists. Personally, I would just stick with the Tesla Cam feature. But no matter what, be extra vigilant on the 29th. Whatever the liberals are planning for this global day of protest, it ain't going to be pretty. I'm not saying that all Democrats are terrorists, obviously. I'm just saying that there are a lot more people in the Democratic Party willing to commit terrorism than I thought. It has me a little worried. But again, I'm not backing down. So if you have any friends from the other side of the political aisle, I would just recommend just keep treating them with respect. Don't look at them as a potential terrorist. I'm not trying to sever connections here. Just be vigilant. That is the best advice I can give. The Low Grey Show is a Low Grey Studios original podcast produced exclusively for Spotify. If you want to check out more of my stuff, you can do so by going to lowgraystudios.com. That is LOGRAY studios.com. There you will find links to all of my other social media sites, so while I wait for the next episode of this show to come out, you can check out some of my other stuff. Originally, I was going to have this episode be a little bit longer and discuss the new Snow White movie that recently came out. That would have been a wild ride, but I want to get this episode out as quickly as possible because so much is happening in such a quick amount of time. And I want to be ready to make another episode super quickly in case anything else crazy happens, because I have a feeling the terrorism is only just getting started. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to talk about the Snow White movie in a future episode. Until then, I'll see you next time. My name is Luke Arnett. Stay informed, and always check your sources.